Hi Robbie, how are
Hello.
you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
How do you find Indonesia?
I love it. It's brilliant. I've been here a few times now, and it's better and better every time.
Oh really?
Mhm.
What do you love about Indonesia the
Well, you know
most?
what? I mean, the passion for the people is tremendous, and look, I know I'm an ex-player, if you like, but the adulation that I get is unreal, and I'm very, very grateful for it.
Okay. So which area of Indonesia that you have been good?
Well, I've only been to Jakarta and
Yes.
and Bandung,
And
I've been there,
Bandung?
and one of the places I want to go to is Bali, which is obviously the holiday part or the holiday side of
Yeah,
Indonesia. So and that's certainly what I will be doing in the future.
Oh, okay, okay. So when will you back to Indonesia?
Well, soon I hope.
Yeah.
I'm here now, and I've been here for a few days, and
Right.
I go back, and we'll see. Not in the pipeline as yet, but I certainly will be back here in the future.
Yeah, because you have to go to Bali and then maybe you go. Do you like surfing?
I'm actually scared of the water, to be honest. But look, there's other things apart from surfing to do in Bali, and it's probably one of the iconic places of
Yes.
not just Indonesia, but maybe the world. And
Right.
it's a place I will definitely visit one day.
Well, if you don't like the water in Bali, actually there is a pura. It's we call for praying for
Okay.
the local people, and it's
Okay.
excellent. So you have to go there, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So tell me about your childhood in Liverpool.
Well, obviously obviously mum and dad. I've got two younger brothers and
I see.
and an older sister.
Right.
But I mean, I played football from an early age. We never had a massive amount of money. My mum and dad worked very, very hard for what we had. And gave me the best possible childhood that I could have had. Growing up, I was forever carrying a football. I always wanted football-related gifts, whether it be for for Christmas, whether it be for birthdays, and not like the the modern day children now,
Right.
where they all carry phones and iPads and computers.
Right.
And I never had none of that. I was just happy, being the little kid carrying my football, and that's where it all really started for me.
Wow. Since how old were you?
Well, I would have been kicking balls at 4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
And obviously you get a little bit older, you get to 10, 11. That's probably the time when you first play in a team. But
Ah.
obviously it's something I always wanted to do. It's something I always enjoyed doing, and it sort of gave me a great life, football. So I worked hard at it. Plenty of sacrifices along the way, but I'm glad I did.
So during your career in football, you have ups and downs, of course, right? So when you are feeling down, what keeps you motivated?
Well, obviously when I was down in my career, and it's probably a bit of a vicious circle, if you like, because I mean I would look at the good things that I'd done in football, and it sounds silly, but I mean I always knew I was a good player, and
Yes.
technically very good.
Right.
And there's going to be times in your career where you don't have a run of great games. You're playing poor, and how I got out of that was I looked back at videos and computer clips of me when I was scoring goals to sort of try and motivate me that a little bit more, and more often than not it worked.
So why football? Since you were little, right? You choose football. Why?
Yeah, well, I mean, where I'm from, we had the two best teams in the country at the time, Liverpool and Everton.
Right.
It's just a football city. There was no rugby, there was no cricket. You looked around everywhere, and kids were kicking balls against houses, kicking balls on the field.
Right.
And I was exactly the same. I was just brought up, nothing else. I never wanted to be tennis player. Never wanted to be a rugby player. I always wanted to be a football star.
And your choice was right?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, so far it's been proved right. I've loved every minute of my career. Right from the get-go to the, well, not so much the ending, because that's the sad part. But yeah, I wanted to do it. I worked hard at it, and I actually achieved something that I set out to do.
Right. So when you were little, when you played the football, do you have a vision that you will become this big
No, you don't, and I don't think anyone does. You have dreams,
Yes.
but you want to become a footballer, but dreams and reality is
Right.
just so different. In dreams, you suddenly
Yes.
wake up and you're this best player in the world, but
right.
in reality, it takes years and years of practice to get to the top level. I was exactly the same. So I mean, it takes years and years to get to the top of your game. I loved it. It was something that I worked hard. Some of my friends would be out, playing on the streets, where I'd go home and concentrate, for my game the next day.
Right.
But look, as I said, it's given me a life and a career that I could have only dreamt about, but it was all through hard work.
Right. From your games, which game is giving you the most happiness?
Look, there's too many to mention. I mean, probably from an individual point of view, scoring three against Arsenal in 4.5 minutes was special. But probably the best thing that ever happened to me playing for Liverpool or being at Liverpool was I actually left in 2002, in January 2002. And when you leave a club, you think, that's it, I've finished now. And I went and played for a few other clubs, and then in 2006, 2007 season, I actually had a phone call saying would I be interested in signing back to Liverpool. So for me, that was my best moment in my career. I was lucky enough to score goals, to win medals, but getting a chance to re-sign for the club that I loved, where I still lived, for me was extra special.
Wow. To achieve this much, right? What was the challenge that you're facing?
Well, I mean, the challenge is immense. You think in England, especially, there's 92 football clubs. There's just over 20 in the Premier League.
Right.
And you can imagine, the amount of kids in England who want to play football. I mean, there's millions and millions every year. But obviously I've worked hard, to get where I was. I was forever practicing. I wanted to be a footballer, and that's what I did. I practiced hard. Made sure I give it the best shot. There's lots and lots of kids who are very, very talented, but I also think you need a little bit of luck along the way as well, and and I got that as well. Yeah, I mean, I've been here obviously myself a few times, and every time I'm pleasantly surprised by the reaction that people are towards me. But I think myself and everyone at Liverpool was overwhelmed with the reception we got when we came over as the first team. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before. It was like a European football night. The masses of people who turned out to just come and see us train, to see us, well, not me in particular, but to see the team. And the atmosphere on the night of the game was just extraordinary. And and I liken it to a proper European football night. And every player enjoyed it. And I know it was the first time Liverpool had been here as a club, and I don't think it'll be the last. Here comes my guiding star. You witnessed the game last night. The game was just phenomenal. It could have went either way. It is a game that we all love, football, and I know you mentioned obviously a few clubs there, and being a Liverpool lad, and being an ex-player, I've been various places all over the world, and the passion and support that Liverpool as a club gets in Indonesia is just unbelievable. I understand why people watch the Premier League. It's just so quick, it's so fast, and people do it watching it. And the difference between the Premier League, as opposed to the Bundesliga or the Spanish league, is I think on any given day, I think any team can beat anyone. Whereas the two leagues I've just mentioned, the top two, i.e. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Dortmund seem to walk away with the league every year. And I know you might sort of laugh at me, was Manchester United have been dominant in the Premier League for a large number of years. But any given day, anyone can beat anyone, and it is the most exciting league for me, and it's it's a pleasure to have played in it. And obviously, I go home and I want to watch every game. You know, I want to watch Liverpool win, of course, but you know, I still do enjoy the football, and I want to see Man United lose. Well, look, I'll be totally honest. I mean, I was on the tour. You know, we went to Australia, Thailand, and of course Indonesia, and I was very, very impressed with the way Liverpool played. And my first aim was, I think we can get into that top four, and you know, I was happy with that because obviously the years that we've had. But you know, you've got to say, if you told me, you know, what 4 or 5 months ago that Liverpool would be second in November, then you know, I'd have snapped your arm off. It was just a phenomenal achievement for them to be there. You know, the second, you know, on merit, they're not lucky. You know, they're getting the right results. They're playing well as a team. They're playing well for the manager. You know, the manager is getting the best out of them. And hopefully, come January, you know, the owners will put the money in the pockets and add to the squad and bring other players in to help us get from that fourth position. You know, heading up the fourth, third, second, and who knows, if we go on a good run, you know, potentially we could win the league, and that is just we could. But I think the Liverpool way is just to play each game as it comes, and you know, I think we're all happy with the way it's going out so far, and I don't think anyone's going to get carried away. I think we're just we're happy strolling along and picking up results. So you know, fingers crossed we can win it soon, but let's just worry about getting into them Champions League places first. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, 1 to 5.
Oh, look, you know, yeah. I mean, I'll be totally honest. I mean, I don't think England will win it. I would love them to. I think on paper the squad is very, very good. On paper the team's very good. But I just think there's stronger nations out there. You know, i.e. the Brazils, the Germans. You know, Belgium are a force now, and you know, one of the favourites for me would be Spain. I think Spain are a tremendous team. They're good to watch. You know, they've got some excellent players. If England put a good run together, then you know, there's half a chance. But you know, I wouldn't pick them as my favourites. Well, I think the form of both of them is superb. You know, you look at Luis Suarez, and for me, he's certainly up there with the players of the year, you know, the world players of the year. You know, you look at Ronaldo, you look at Messi, and other than them, there's obviously Gareth Bale and Luis Suarez. Last season in the Premier League, he was phenomenal. This season, he had obviously a tough start with his ban, but he's come back from the ban and he's looked at a completely different play. He's still scoring goals. You know, hopefully all his problems are behind him. Since Daniel Sturridge has come, you know, his goals per games record has been fantastic. You know, he's been a revelation. And I know the two of them never played together. Obviously, both of them scored, but you know, when they do play, they do cause problems to the benches. So for the future, certainly up front for Liverpool does look rosy. And you know, me speaking as a fan, you know, I hope they do both stay for a long, long time. So so far, so good. Well, I'd be very, very disappointed if they got rid of him. You know, as I just said, he is one of the best players in the world, and I think if you've got aspirations of winning Champions Leagues, you know, Premier Leagues, then I think you need to keep hold of the best players. Luis Suarez is unbelievable. You know, I've watched him many, many times on a training pitch. I've watched him many, many times on a football pitch, and for me, he gets better every game. So, I mean, to put it into layman's terms, if you do want to win stuff, you need to keep players like that. So, like I said before, I hope he remains for a long, long time.
So your success is not because of luck, right? It's because that you put...
No, I think a little bit is down to luck, but I mean a large portion of it is down because you're talented,
yes,
and because you work hard. I mean, nothing's easy. You know, you have got to go out and work for everything.
Right.
It certainly helps that you're talented and you've got a little bit of a gift that you can go out and express yourself that way. Right. But I mean, it's about being in the right place at the right time, and that's where the luck comes into it. Right. Obviously, growing up, I mean, Liverpool were the best team.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously, when I signed or when I made my debut, we were going through a little bit of a transitional period. I mean, so that's where the luck comes in. You know, Liverpool, the best team, all of a sudden, you know, having this little bit of a tough time, and then, you know, I come in and do well. So there's the luck. You know, I might have come in and struggled, but thankfully for me, you know, I hit the ground running. Or a little
because of the weather.
A little tickly cough I've got.
Yeah. So are you retired now from football?
Well, I mean, I've not officially. I mean, I have.
Okay.
I have finished playing, and I would never ever come out and say, you know, I've retired.
Okay.
I know I'm not going to play again, but I've not retired. You know, I was. Yeah, I mean, I played more or less my last game for Liverpool against Olympiacos in Steven Gerrard's testimonial, and I knew then it was my last game, but I still never came out and said I'd retired because
I see.
You know, I don't really see the point of players going out and retire.
Because the football is already in your blood, right?
Exactly,
you cannot retire because it's your hobby, right?
Well, a lot of people, I think you're spot on. A lot of people want to come out and say they're retired. Maybe some people have got egos and they want people to give them a big send-off. You know, I was never want that. I never wanted that. You know, I was happy with, you know, playing it round a little bit longer than maybe what I should have been. But you know, because I love the game, I want to play for forever.
Yeah. I know how you feel because it's your passion. Usually, like you don't feel like doing things very hard. I mean, it's just in your blood, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
football's it's the only thing I've ever done, and to suddenly come out and say retired means that you're never getting a chance again. So if you don't say nothing, something might crop up.
That's right. I agree with you because I say that I was retired in 2007, but now, see, I'm doing a lot of things because...
So you're not retired?
No, I'm not retired now. I'm back again,
there
right?
You go.
Yeah, and more shining actually, right? Okay. And then, what is your... you know, I heard that you have Robbie Fowler Institute or something, or academy or something. No.
No. I mean, Liverpool Football Club have got an academy, and myself, Steve McManaman, and Rob Jones, we go back in and help the kids in the academy.
I see.
Mainly as mentors, and you know, try and get the best out of the kids. You know, they're obviously all very talented and good players, but you know, if myself, Steve McManaman and Rob Jones can aid the kids, then if a little bit of our success rubs off onto them and they become great players, then we've done a good job.
I see, right. And I heard that you have investing money.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I have, and I don't really like talking about it if I'm being totally honest, because I mean, I'm a very private person, and I think what I get up to is, you know, it's solely just up to me, and you know, it's my choice. And I mean, I can understand, you know, people wanting to know a little about football and sport and all that, because that was in the public eye. But you know, what I was doing, you know, away from football, you know, i.e. properties, investments, I mean, that was just purely private. I have got a few investments, but it is, you know, it's obviously football doesn't last forever, and you know, you do need to, you know, look after yourself after you finish playing football, and that was the route that you know, I went down and still going down.
So, what is the thing that you want to do, but you haven't have the time to do when you are in so many matches?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, I've done everything I want to do. I want to play football, and I played football. So, I mean, probably a sheltered life actually, and yeah, I didn't want to do nothing else. I mean, I love football, I still do, you know, and that's what I've done.
Okay. So you travel a lot during your games, right? And so now you still have a lot of traveling?
Yeah, no, I do a little, probably a little bit more traveling now in terms of when you're playing, you travel for games.
Yes.
But when you finish, I mean, I still get used by Liverpool as a bit of an ambassador. You know, you come over to great places like this. You know, you're you know, promoting companies. You know, and you know, helping embassies out. And for me, it's brilliant because it's I mean, I've always been, I think, a likeable lad. You know, I can speak to people. You know, I've got time for people. And you come over to all these places doing a bit of travelling, you know, and you're meeting new people all the time, and it's just a great experience in life.
So what is the difference in your lifestyle now compared to a few years back?
Well, not much. The fact is that I probably eat a little bit more than what I used to eat.
Okay.
That normally happens after you finish playing football. But other than that, it's not changed massively. I think you still have a little bit of pride, and you still want to do the right stuff, or the right stuff by everything. Look, in the future, I mean, I've not really that long finished playing, so maybe a few things will change within the next year or two.
In Indonesia, actually, the fans of Liverpool is big, probably the second in the world. Probably.
No, the best in the world.
Really? In Indonesia?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your advice for them?
Look, I was here in the summer, and the support we got was a phenomenal experience. All the players loved it. Everyone within the club loved it. And we can't thank them highly enough for coming out and supporting the team. Probably had a bit of a rough patch within the last maybe 20 odd years because we haven't won the league. But the fans proved that they're the best by sticking with the team, and that goes a long way. And everyone within the club is so grateful for the support, and any messages to them, of course, stick with us, and eventually we will be back to where we once was.
So, in terms of working hard, right? I know that you have been working hard. In Indonesia, our football is just very very hard to move, right? What is your advice?
Well, I think one of the reasons I'm over in Indonesia is this company, Freeline Sport. And it's a new company, and maybe these can help people at grassroots level probably understanding the game a little bit more. And by that I mean getting the right training facilities, getting the right equipment, teaching the players the nutrition of the game, what to eat, what they can't eat, what they can drink, what they can't drink. Stadium facilities, there's everything that you can learn, and I think this company is well on the way to helping the Indonesian people of the game, and it's not going to be a quick fix. It's going to be a long time before anything's right. But the amount of people over here, and the pride and everything of the people tells me that everyone wants to be the best, and if you certainly listen to people, listen to the good coaches or good mentors, then you're certainly on the right step.
What is the keys to success, in your opinion?
Well, you know what? I don't even know. I should be asking you that, shouldn't I? Really? What is the key? What do you think the key to success is?
Well, I don't know, because for you, right? Well, people say that you are probably one of the best player. You are the god, right? So, what did you do to achieve that?
Well, I worked hard, and I was forever practicing. I never woke up suddenly one day and become a good footballer. I worked very hard at what I did, and what I do. So I don't really know. It's you work hard, you prepare properly, you do everything right. Look, not saying that that is the answer, but it worked for me.
Oh, okay. So that is great. I mean, a lot of insights for our Indonesian friends here in Excellent TV. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And so when are you going back? In a few days?
Soon. But,
Soon.
I wish I was staying here longer now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you very much.
So I'll see you again.
Definitely.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. And I need to give you my book.
Oh, thank you very much.
So this is actually we call Strive for Excellence.
Okay.
Right. In Indonesian, but I hope that the language is Indonesian. Only the title in English.
Well, I can read it. I can practice.
I know you will. Okay. So and I will make the picture probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So hopefully you will be able to.
Get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. up.